Groupon call update. So there's only three analysts that cover the stock, and then there's me. And then there's me. I was very excited for the call. I didn't want to talk about it. Hey, I'm meeting so and so, didn't want to say anything. Dushan might have not shown up, and then I would have looked like an idiot. But he did show up. Rana did show up. And they were receptive and complimentary, honestly, of every single thing that I could have asked for. Strategy, branding, marketing, investor relations, right? All of it. And they are open, and they have emphasized that it's easy to recognize. It's not like it takes a super genius to see what is there, right? The question is, how do you make it happen? How do you make it happen? I walked away from the call more confident in management, seeing Dushan's track record, pale fire. Look at their returns last year. I mean, tech turnaround guru. What I told him personally is that he needs to, in certain circles, people know exactly who he is. In front of the retail crowd, he can do more work, and I'm going to be connecting him with potential podcasts and stuff like that, so that people can hear the story, see the dialectic, see the synthesis about a business that everyone thought was dead. Okay. Branding, they're open to. It's been the same question of how do you take care of your most loyal customers, and at the same time invite new people in, and potentially your loyal customers go further. So they are working on branding. Marginally on there, I thought they were going to be more reserved. They are more ready. And what Rana said is, how do we bring this back? And he chuckled a little bit to 2026. Right. So we're good on branding. Marketing, is another part of the discussion to go further. I think UGC would be huge. We talked about specifics of an app redesign, and I was hyper-emphasizing the map. They are doing algorithmic to see who likes the map and who does not. And with AI, they're building with Claude and ChatGPT as well, Codex and Opus. They're using both. They are able to determine sort of which app goes forward. And then it's a beta, right? So if they come out with something in a redesign, they can test a few things out and see what works and roll it out to the rest of the people. That is very interesting. And that is very, very beneficial for the move forward. I sense that they've done, they feel like they've done all the hard work, and it's go time. And that's what I recognize. It's like sometimes it just takes a TikToker and a Substacker and, two, rambunctious on Twitter guy to recognize that you put in a lot of work, right? And if I can help in any way that I can, I will. I'll connect them to anyone in my network, OpenAI, AI guys, or potentially, secondary guys, in order to free up the sum up stake. I am leaning in. If I was made an insider of this company and I couldn't trade and I couldn't sell, and believe me, there's not much trading going on. There's just buying dips and selling puts at this point in time. If I gave up the ability to move my position and, I just lock it up and I know stuff I can't say and, whatever, and tie my hands, I'd be happy, because this is the sort of story where if you ride it out, it's a multi-bagger in excess of what most people make, playing in harder ballparks, quite frankly. What we have here is a turnaround story in its second or third inning. The first inning is brutal, right? We are in the inflection point for Groupon. I believe they're cutting costs. I think that revenue is going to go up. And even if revenue doesn't go up, EPS is going to go up because they're cutting costs. With a potential rebrand and with a new potential narrative, the sky's the limit. And what Dushan said very specifically is he's focused on retail. And we were joking about, the 100 share college kid, the 1,000 share mother that's 60 and loves Groupon. The types of shareholders we are going to go after, and we are going to communicate to in a way that is balanced, but talks about the long-term vision instead of the short-term moves and not feeding call monkeys and all that kind of stuff, is that the shareholders that are invited in today, the shareholders that will be invited in going forward, and ideally we'll plan, and we have more conversations on how to actuate this, whether it's AMAs or Twitter or otherwise. They're also customers. And I was like, yeah, you're right. When you excite a college kid about Groupon, one, they might tell their friends. So that might be 2 investors in one. And each one of them might bring in 2 or 3 new customers. It's the same thing. It's not these hedge funds punting back and forth over real-time data, focused on the next quarter and making sure that they don't take a 25 basis point drawdown on their position, or they're just going to pull plug. Right? That is not high quality in my view investors. Management agrees, and I'm happy to do whatever I can going forward to help this business where there's been a lot of hard work done. That is the simple summary. There's more to come. Believe me, there's much more to come. This is just getting started.